απόψε στις ακρογιαλιές αντιλαμβάνουν διπλοπενιές. Ένα ποτά μας φίλε να τα πιείς κι απ' τα ωραία μας να τρελαθείς. Ένα ποτά μας φίλε να τα πιείς κι απ' τα ωραία μας να τρελαθείς. Έλα να νιώσεις πως είναι η ζωή κι όλα τα ωραία μέχρι το πρωί. Έλα να νιώσεις πως είναι η ζωή κι όλα τα ωραία μέχρι το πρωί. Συμπλέκια διώχνει απ' τα μας κι αν έχεις πόνο μέσα στην καρδιά θα το ξεχάσεις με μια διπλοπενιά. Κι αν έχεις πόνο μέσα στην καρδιά θα το ξεχάσεις με μια διπλοπενιά. Έλα να νιώσεις πως είναι η ζωή κι όλα τα ωραία μέχρι το πρωί.
My name is George G. Gamuras. I joined AHEPA 50 years ago. AHEPA is a special organization to me. Back in 1951, right after the Civil War in Greece, AHEPA sponsored about 100 young boys and girls to come to this country. Some of them were poor and some of them were orphans. I'm proud to be AHEPAN. I'm proud for my Greek heritage. I'm proud for my Christian Orthodox faith. Χρόνια πολλά. Happy anniversary to our chapter, 90 years. And God bless America and God bless AHEPA. Thank you.
I'm Art Labros. I've been a member of this chapter now for, I think, 50 years this year. And I was a chapter president for 2 terms, and I was on the Scholarship Foundation for 10 years. It's wonderful to see that all these years have gone by. We've gotten older, white, but on the other hand, there's still love in our heart for AHEPA.
I'm Dr. George Korkis. I'm pleased to be here at the 90th anniversary of the AHEPA and extremely pleased that my Cubano, John Galanis, will be the next Supreme President. Congratulations, John.
My name is Jim Topitzis, 3rd generation member of the AHEPA chapter here in Milwaukee. Honored to be at the event. The AHEPA has meant so much to our family. My papu, my grandfather, was a member, and it was a supportive environment, created a supportive environment for him and his friends. My father was a member. I'm a member. My father's grandchildren, my niece and nephews, have been awardees of the scholarship, and we're all grateful members of the AHEPA, grateful to be members of the Greek community here in Milwaukee. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Tim Elias. I'm the current Milwaukee Chapter 43 president, and we welcome you to this wonderful event, our 90th anniversary. We were founded in 1924, and I'm very proud of everyone here today. Our daughters at Penelope were amazing. They did such a great job making this event possible, along with my brother AHEPANs. And a lot of history here with our Supreme Vice President John Galanis, Jim Jaffris, Mr. AHEPA, and we're so proud of the Hellenic history that Milwaukee has to offer AHEPA and the general community. So we're going to have a great time, and we'll see you on the 100th anniversary.
My name is Chris Ganos, and after the World War II, whoever was eligible to come to America was able to come, assuming that they had money to buy the tickets for the trip. We were a family of 10, and we had to come in groups because obviously we didn't have enough money for the whole family to come together. So I was 12 years old in 1946. With 3 of my siblings, I left my village, Zaharo, for America. The trip to America was somewhat tiring because it took 26 days. The ships would stop at different ports to load and unload. But after 26 days, we arrived in Ellis Island, where we found ourselves in lines processing the eligibility and everything for everybody. Needless to say that we were very concerned and confused at that point. A gentleman came up to us and told us he would help us through the lines and anything else that we might need. The best thing is that he spoke Greek to us, so he was like an angel. He helped us through the lines, and after about 6 hours, we were all finished, and all 4 of us went with him to, he took us to a Greek restaurant, and we had a wonderful Greek dinner. Obviously we were hungry, it was a long day, and after we ate, he took us to a nice hotel, put us up for the night because we had a very long day, and we were obviously appreciative. So he left us at the hotel. The next morning he came, he took us to breakfast, and after that he took us to a very large store, a clothing store, and he bought brand new clothes for all 4 of us, from head to toe, including hats. We couldn't believe that we met such an angel. We thought we were in paradise, actually. We never saw philoxenia like that before. Obviously, going through a war, living in a village, we never actually saw this type of philoxenia. After he dressed us up, and I couldn't stop looking at the mirror. I had a hat on, first pair of new shoes that I ever had, a suit, and after that, he took us to a train station and tagged us all so we don't get lost, and sent us to Milwaukee. Now, in Milwaukee, we first really found out who this angel was, this gentleman that took care of us with this wonderful philoxenia. He was an AHEPA. More AHEPAns came forth with the Greek community, and they helped us to register to schools, get jobs for us, and find housing. But with a family of 10, it was not the easiest thing to do. But anyway, the long and the short is, I am so grateful. The philoxenia and the wonderful things that AHEPA did for us when we first came here that I will never forget. Thank you very much.
My name is Elias, and I'm an AHEPA member for the last 37 years. I have done everything vice president, president, and chairman of the board, and everything else. I'm proud to be an AHEPAN, and I think AHEPA has got a good purpose in this country. I believe that it's the only one in the church that Uri Halim is being recognized of. And like I said, I'm very happy to be doing whatever I'm doing I have done in the past. And I hope to continue to do the same in the future. And I also wish our young generation to come and join us and take over from us. Thank you.
My name is Steve Gaveras. I'm a past president of AHEPA. I joined AHEPA in 1943, which makes me a member of 71 years. The AHEPA here has done great. Our scholarship program is about the finest in the country, and we've grown and we've done a lot of things. We've helped the churches, the Greek schools, and we've been a great organization. And I do wish of another 90 years or more. Thank you.
My name is John Galanis, and I'm currently the Supreme Vice President, which is a high office, and I'm very proud to hold it. I've been a member of AHEPA for 45 years, actually, and it's been a long run, but I've always enjoyed it, and primarily because of the people you meet, and people that are like me, Greek extraction, connected to the church, trying to do good works. And I think our chapter has an illustrious career for life in the things we've done for the churches, for the common good, for people in our community. And I just hope that in the future, this legacy, which is a proud one, continues. Thank you very much. And right now we're having a wonderful time at this affair. Thank you.
Hello, I am Steve Itzinis. I am the athletic director for the Milwaukee chapter. I'm proud to say that I started the AHEPA annual golf outing, and we raised over $4,000. Our outing was about 3 weeks ago or something. A lot of hard work. We had great participation. I love the idea of raising money for scholarships for kids. I have 3 young boys of my own. I moved here from New York in 1992 and trying very hard to get the participation, the community together. It's not an easy process, but we're doing the best we can. Looking forward to a great evening. I did go to the National AHEPA convention in New Orleans with John Galanis, and it kind of opened my eyes up to how big AHEPA is and how much they do for a lot of people. And I think some of the people in Milwaukee here do not realize that, how big it is in scope and the benefits of being part of a great organization that is beneficial and helps people. So that's basically all I have to say. Look forward to a nice evening and see you again in another 90 years. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tony Nestris. Right now I'm currently the Vice President of AHEPA Milwaukee Chapter 43. I'm super happy and I want to congratulate AHEPA for its 90th anniversary here. It's a great celebration here at Annunciation Church. Our little dinner dance is phenomenal. Our AHEPA organization is phenomenal. I'm hoping that we can keep on doing the great things and the reason why I joined. And I'm hoping that we will continue to do good things for our community, for our churches, for the Greeks in the area. Thank you very much.
My name is Mike Elias. Ξέρω το chapter της AHEPA 43 and president of the chapter 43 is my son Timothy Elias. Ήμουνα μέλος της AHEPA. I was a member of AHEPA. I like the AHEPA. It's the only organization which is very well organized, very helpful to the community. Okay. Είχα ραδιοφωνικές εκπομπές για 18 χρόνια. Βοήθησα όλα τα σωματεία, όλες τις κοινότητες. Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Καλή διασκέδαση. Χρόνια πολλά για τη γιορτή του Αγίου Δημητρίου αύριο. Ζήτω το όχι, ζήτω η Ελλάδα. Η Ελλάδα λίγο καιρό ξαποσταίνει και ξανά προς τη δόξα τραβά.
Good evening, my name is Dimitrios Mavraganis. I've been a past president for the Chapter 43 here in Milwaukee. AHEPA 43, happy birthday, happy 90th birthday, and continued success. Thank you.
Good evening. We're ready to begin. Let us pray to the Lord. Lord, have mercy. Lord Jesus Christ, our God, we thank you for the many blessings that you continually bestow upon us. We thank you for our brothers, our sisters, our sons and daughters of the AHEPA family. We ask you to look upon them and bless them. We thank you for their contributions to education, to culture, and to faith. And we ask you to bless all of us who are gathered here this evening. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, now and ever, to the ages of ages. Amen. Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison. Father, give the blessing.
Lord Jesus Christ, send your blessings down upon us all. Bless the food and drink of these your servants. Make it a source of strength and thanksgiving, so that we may always glorify your holy name, now and always and forever and ever. Amen.
And now please stand for the Greek national anthem.
Όλοι παρέα με μια φωνή, μια καρδιά και όλοι δυνατά. Σε γνωρίζω από την κόψη του σπατιού την τρομερή. Σε γνωρίζω από την όψη που με διαμετράει τη γη. Απ' τα κόκαλα βγαλμένη των Ελλήνων τα ιερά και σαν πρώτα αντριωμένη χαίρο-χαίρε ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα αντριωμένη χαίρο-χαίρε ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα αντριωμένη χαίρο-χαίρε ελευθεριά.
Καλή διασκέδαση, καλή όρεξη. And the Star Spangled Banner, please.
Please remain seated. Remain standing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Angela, how do you want the tables to start? start now. Okay.
Call the episodes.
The Ev zones, would they come forward, please? Do they know what this is? Where's the other two? Could I have your attention, please? Could I have your attention, please? I'm sorry, the video. By the way, am I heard everywhere? Is there echoes or what? Raise your hand if you can hear me. Everything all right? Okay. Well, I'm sorry that video didn't work out, but if you're interested, if you go to the AHEPA website, you'll find it on our website. We want to start our program now, so would everyone sit down and relax? First of all, would everyone sit down, please? You know, this is a great crowd. It's very encouraging to us that work on something like this to have a nice turnout. And what you have to always remember is that when you support, would you cut the, please no talking? When you support an affair like this, it encourages the people that worked on this affair to have other affairs. In fact, I'm recommending that AHEPA annually have a dinner dance similar to this, without a program perhaps, but something for everyone to enjoy. We have, I'm here to welcome you. Starting out, my name is John Galanis, you'll see it in the program. We have a lot of special guests here, which I'd like to acknowledge. Am I too close? No. Obviously, we have the Supreme President, Joe Frangus. You'll hear from him. We have our Supreme Treasurer, Tom Gober from Indiana. We have our Supreme Athletic Director, Lou Etsavis, also from Chicago, that is. We have the Supreme Governor from Indiana. There he is. Nick Cavadas. Actually, he's the Supreme Governor of Districts 12 and 13. By the way, when we say Supreme, what that really means is we're a national officer. It's not that we're extra special, but we're a national officer. We also have the District Governors of the Daughters, Angela Phillips, and she's from District 13, and the President of Hector Chapter, our own Diane Koukouras. Where are you, Diane? We also have other special guests I want to acknowledge. First, we have the past athletic director, our own Spiros Yagas, who flew in from Atlanta. Spiros, stand up, please. Of course, we have 5 extra special guests, and I'm going to try to take a stab at the names. Oh, I forgot our national auditor, Vasily Albanos. He's over from Chicago. Stand up, Vasily. I know I forget somebody. Anyway, we're very fortunate to welcome Yanni Antetokounmpo. I can tell you that Yanni speaks better Greek than I speak, by a long shot. We also have his family. We have Charles, his father, Charles. His wife, Veronica. And 2 others of her sons, Costa and Alexei. It's really great to have you come be with us. And AHEPA had an open house for Yanni about 4 months ago or whatever, and he was kind enough. We had about 250 people there, a lot of young people, and he came out and spoke Greek and English, and we were thrilled. And we want to see more of you, Yanni, okay? Church on Sunday. You know, this event didn't just happen with me or the AHEPA brothers. The committee is listed in your program book, but I have to pay special attention to the women. They work so hard, and it shows, because this is a wonderful event. I'm very pleased to be involved with it, and I want to acknowledge the women specifically. Urania Haros worked very hard. Francine Clonis, another one of the hard workers. Diane Koukouris, of course. Diane, thank you. And Laura Limberatos, who did the program book for us. Laura? Athena Pagaitis was also a big help in the setup and whatever, as well as Dorothea Sarandos. Dorothea, is she here? Nikki Usinger, the sausage queen. But you know, we can't have any event without Donna Spiros. She's an absolute workhorse. But finally, Angela Tepetsis was acting chairman, and she did a terrific job. Okay, we want to move quickly. I'm not going to do much talking, but introduce the speakers, because I think you'll enjoy the program. Our first speaker is James Jaffress, who's a life member. He's in the NHIBT Hall of Fame, terrific basketball player, Yanni, in his day, a shooting guard. He's a 50-year member. Actually, he's more than 50, but he's got the 50-year pin. And frankly, he was my mentor in that he guided me and pushed me to get involved at the district level, and here I am today. He's really one of the pioneers of AHEPA, as well as Steve Gaveras. Steve, would you stand up, please? I'd like Jim to step forward now and give his talk on memories.
Thank you, Brother Galanos. Reverend Fathers, Supreme President Philip and Mrs. Frangos, Supreme Vice President John and Pat Galanos, Reverend Fathers, fellow AHEPans and daughters of Penelope, and friends. I was asked to speak this evening some thoughts or memories that I have had in the past 64 years that I have been a member of the AHEPA. The first thing I would like to do is point out, thank you. First thing I would like to do is point out two family names that have been on the AHEPA chapter roster for 90 years. The first name is Gaveras. The first person initiated was Epaminondas in June of 1924. Then his son Steve, and then his grandson Peter. And together, they have always been on the roster of the AHEPA chapter. I would also like to say that the other family is the Papa George family. 3 generations. It started with Theodore, Ted. It went on to George, and then next it went on to Jim. And Theodore was initiated in August of 1924. And I would like to ask the Gaveras family and the Papa George family just to stand and be honored. And I want to thank you for your services. I have a fond memory of many years ago. In 1974, Turkey invaded Cyprus and occupied part of the island. Presidents of our chapter wrote letters and called members of Congress to support Cyprus. And I was really, really impressed. Those who worked hard on behalf of the Cypriots were past presidents Art Labors. Please stand, Art. Chris Ganis. Chris. John Galanis. And Paul Antone. And I will never forget Paul Antone calling his representative and asking to, I can't remember who the congressman was, and asking to speak to his congressman. And the secretary said, "Oh, you can talk to me." And I remember Paul Antone saying, "No, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to my congressman." The next person, hello, it was his aide. And Paul Antone said, "I don't want to talk, who is this aide? I don't want to talk to the aide. I want to talk to the congressman." And finally, the congressman came to the phone, and Paul Antone told him about the Cyprus issue and asked if they would please give support, if his congressman would please support the people of Cyprus. And I was so impressed by the past presidents of the AHEPA making those comments and calling their congressman. Another memory I have is of our Greek Fest. At a chapter meeting, Dimitrios Mavrogiannis, where's Dimitrios, suggested that we have Greek Fest. And we took a vote. The AHEPA chapter voted in favor of having a Greek Fest. And that was the first Greek Fest in the United States that was held by an AHEPA chapter. And Dimitrios, it was his good idea. Now, a lot of people worked hard, and most of you have been to our AHEPA Greek Fest. And I just want to point out, Bill and Donna Spheres did a giant job. We had Dan Dupree, another hard worker, Tom Dralis, Tony Nestoris, and Chris Ganis. They all worked very hard to make the festival a success, including, of course, Dimitri Mavrogiannis. And the latter years, Tim Stasinoulias took over and ran it, and he ran it beautifully, and I congratulate him for all his efforts. I also want to say a few words about the scholarship program, one of the finest programs in the United States. A committee was appointed in 1960. Harry Panis, Peter Kondis, Dr. Dimiter, Peter Kintis, and myself. And we worked very hard to put together that scholarship program. The first scholarship banquet was held in 1961 when Steve Gaveris was the president, sitting over there. We gave 3 scholarships, $100 each, and we thought, oh God, what a wonderful job we had done. Well, since then, we have honored, I'll put it that way, over 650 students, and we have awarded over $600,000, and we're very proud of that. And I just want to say that the scholarship program today is in great hands. It's in the hands of Dean Kapoulis and also Peter Gaveris, and we're very proud of these young people. I want to say a few words about sports, if I may. We've always had a basketball team that participated in the AHEPA National Basketball Tournament. We also participated in the National Hellenic Invitational Basketball Tournament, and we won the championship in 1955. A number of our players were elected to the Hall of Fame. Spiro Siagas, where's Spiro? Spiro Siagas was elected to Hall of Fame, and Spiro Siagas is also a great golfer. He's won the National AHEPA golf tournament a number of years, and he also served as the AHEPA National Athletic Director for many years, and we're very proud of Spiro. Today, we have a wonderful guy, Steve Itsinas, who is the Chapter Athletic Director. And I want to say that Steve Itsinas has won the National AHEPA Golf Championship the last 2 years. Am I right about that, Steve? 2 years, National Golf Championship. Now, we also have here this evening some of the basketball players that participated, and I want to call on the Marquette University great, and I mean great basketball player, Ron Glazer. Where's Ron? And I remember one year we went to Detroit and we played in the Pan-Hellenic basketball tournament. And when they saw Ron Glazer, the lights went out. The lights went out. Ron made his first shot from about mid-court, and from there he went on and scored 35 points and ended up being the all-tournament, and he was the most valuable player. And it was an invitational tournament. The next year, we did not get an invitation to return. I'm also very proud. In 1947, we held a basketball doubleheader. And I called Phil Buzeas, and I said, Phil, can you send a team up to Milwaukee? Phil Buzeas sent a team up. And our AHEPA team played the Buzeas team, which was AHEPA chapter number 104, if I remember correctly. And we played a doubleheader. The other half was the General Meat Market, and they played the Serbian team. And what we were especially proud of, we worked real hard to sell tickets, and we raised $800. And we gave it, the reason we held the doubleheader was to give the money to the American Democracy for Greek Relief. And the chairman of that charitable organization was Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt. And I can't tell you how proud we were when we sent that check for $800 to Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt to help Greek democracy. Now, I want to ask all of you a question. What is philotimo? I'll repeat that. What is philotimo? My good friend George Gamouras sent me this newspaper copy of the National Herald, and it has to do with a video that was made by the Washington Orchidea Foundation. And the title of the video is The Greek Secret. And it talks about philotimo. And I would like to suggest to all of you, get on the computer, dial in philotimo. They'll give you the link, and you can see this outstanding 15-minute video about philotimo. And you'll absolutely be amazed. And on the video, you will see that they have Bob Costas gives his opinion of philotimos. George Stephanopoulos gives his opinion, and also Ariana Huffington, as well as many, many other Greek notables in the United States. And I would like all of you to think about this. Write what you think philotimo means, and see if it corresponds to what some of these giant Greeks in the United States think. And the only thing I would like to say is that I'm proud of the AHEPA. I'm proud of everything the AHEPA has done. And the AHEPA is an example, in my opinion, of philotimo, which in my opinion is friends getting together to help a common cause or a common good. And I'm very proud of the AHEPA. We're 16,000 strong. We have an amazing, amazing organization. We have chapters in London, Berlin. We have chapters in Greece, 30 AHEPA chapters in Greece. I don't know if you knew that. They have their own district. They call it AHEPA Elias. We have AHEPA chapters in Australia, AHEPA chapters in Canada. And in this country, we have an AHEPA chapter in every single state in the United States, including Alaska and including Hawaii. And I would just like to say that the motto, you might say, or the image of the AHEPA is philotimo. And I want to thank all of you for being here this evening. I'm happy that AHEPA could do this tonight, and I hope that next time we get together, we will have another really enjoyable evening of AHEPA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. Our next speaker is someone I need not introduce, but I will, Tim Elias, who's our chapter president. Tim, would you come forward? By the way, as you know, I must tell you, he has done a superlative job leading our chapter, and much of what he does results in events such as we have here. Tim?
Thank you, John. Carlos Arizada. That's Mr. AHEPA that was just up here, by the way. And Steve Gaveras is also another Mr. AHEPA. But I want to welcome, again, everyone here tonight. It's a great event. What an awesome turnout. We want to thank the Daughters of Penelope folks. Without them, we would have had an event tonight. It would not have been this pretty. So we want to thank all the daughters, led by Angela, Diane, Urania, and what a terrific support from my brother happens as well. Could all my officers of the chapter, including my vice president, secretary, assistant secretary, treasurer, assistant treasurer, because we have many assistants here. Could you all stand up, please, or be recognized? Because without these gentlemen, they do all the behind the scenes. Dan Dupies, Tom, Bill, athletic director. I also want to thank our parishes, Father Angelo, Parish of Annunciation, Presbytera, thank you very much for allowing us to host this evening. We enjoy great support. Also, Father Theologos, Presbytera, Tony Antonopoulos, our president at St. Constantine and Helen. We have excellent support with our churches in this community and AHEPA. So we cherish that. We're going to continue to develop that. We want to nurture that. We want to continue to build on that, and we will. I've been president now for 5 years, maybe 6 years. Help? Anybody else want to come up for that? It's been a joy, but you know, I joined AHEPA because Dimitri Marvayanis, my predecessor, said, why don't you join AHEPA? I said, I don't know. I don't know much about AHEPA. I mean, I actually didn't, being in this community. But, you know, a lot of people misinform themselves because they think it's a closed society. You need to get invited. There's a special, you got to be Greek. You don't have to be Greek to be a member of AHEPA, by the way. We have plenty non-Greeks that are members of AHEPA, and they're very worthy of being members of AHEPA because they believe in the ideals of AHEPA. Hellenism, education, philanthropy, civic responsibility, individual and family excellence. And I can tell you that individual and family excellence is brimming in this room. Every table is an example of individual and family excellence. Just talk amongst each other. You know each other. You know, degrees, success in business, success in the community, all of those things. We have a lot to be proud of in this community because we are examples of what AHEPA started out with in 1922 and our chapter did in 1924. Some of the things that we've done recently has been to bring back the participation in the AHEPA Merrill basketball tournament. For many years, we were as Jim Jaffers mentioned, we were very strong in basketball and participation in NHIBT. And since the development and the start of the AHEPA Merrill tournament in Chicago, we've hosted teams. We brought adult teams, high school teams. Steve Atsinis our athletic director, was the coach. He's also won the three-point contest, and I think your sons did too. So, all right, and NHIBT too. So we've done more community things to participate and help our youth get involved with our Milwaukee chapter. We're very proud of our educational initiatives here. We're in our 55th year, led by Dean Capolis, Peter Gaveras. We have 6 endowments. This year, I believe our event's going to be in May again. And typically speaking, it's 16 to 20 high school graduating seniors, and also some students that are either in the Hellenic College or going for the seminary, and we've supported that as well. Now, in the last 3 years or so, we've doubled that. So we've gone from 3 endowments to 6 endowments. And one of those endowments actually is a non-Greek. But their connection with that was that Professor Jim Topitzis, who was our keynote speaker last year at the event, happened to be a student of the benefactors in kindergarten. So it was meant to be. So I believe that within the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to be able to double that. And there's no reason to be able to do that, because I think there's a lot to be said for what was started 55 years ago, and it's being managed very, very well, so we should be able to have this in effect for another 55 years, I hope. Also, we do fun things. So we had our Greeks Bucks night to welcome Yanya Tentakumbo, and we had a lot of fun Yanyi, so sa ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ. And καλό πρόοδο τον επόμενο season, and go Bucks. I want to also welcome Yanni's family. I know your brothers was one in the NBA, I think, and there's one that's up and coming. So again, καλό πρόοδο, good luck. We also supported through our AHEPA Greek Festival, and we did not hold one this year because we thought we couldn't. It would have been our 10th year, but we've had tremendous support with the community all across the board, not only within our Greek businesses, but also our non-Greek businesses. So we supported within our Hills Curves community, the Allison Dudek International Arts Center. We contributed to that, and we're very, very proud of that. We also had the district convention last year, very successfully. We want to thank all the support we have from our District 13 members, both from Illinois and Indiana, and also very proud to have our Supreme President here in attendance, along with his son, Themistocles. We share the name, so welcome. We have to do more. I think one of the things that we haven't done with AHEPA within the Milwaukee community and maybe other communities to become more known in the community at large, not just the Hellenic community. So we're striving for that. We're going to update our website. We have an assistant secretary that's going to help us with that. We hope to broaden that and make this more of a organization that appeals not only to people of Hellenic descent, but of the community. So we hope to achieve that, and I think that's possible to do. We have a toy drive, which we've done for a number of years, which helps needy children around Christmas time. So again, we're happy to have that as well. Sports night. So the reason I'm bringing these things up is that, what's the hook to join AHEPA? Well, you know what? How many organizations do we belong to? AAA, Ducks Unlimited, Chamber of Commerce. Look at this as the American Hellenic Chamber of Commerce in your community. It's $60 a year. How can you not be a member of AHEPA? With all of the things that we do nationally, just inform yourself. Come to a meeting. You don't have to come to every meeting to be a member of AHEPA. We're looking for time and talent. We're looking for people that can add to our current membership. We're trying to develop this to become more of a Greek and also a non-Greek business network. So consider that. If you want to become a member, flag me down during the evening. I have an application. It's $60. Actually, it used to be $75 last year with the $15 initiation fee. and that went away. So it's $60. We'd love to have you. I think we're in a unique time right now. Here's why. Because we're not going to have people like Jim Jaffris, Steve Gaveras, Chris Ganos, Bill Spheres, John Galanis forever. We have the unique situation now at AHEPA to have the younger, like us, and the still younger, in the 30s and 40s, and younger still, and also the seasoned, beloved members of AHEPA. Come to a meeting and just listen to the stories. Okay, I joined AHEPA reluctantly last 10 years ago, whenever, and became a president 6 years ago. And the reason why I'm still president, besides nobody wants to take it over, is I love my community. I love what it represents. I love Hellenism. I love America. I love education. And I didn't do it because my dad was heavily involved, Mike Stasnoulias, who's here, was heavily involved in the Greek community. He had the Greek Radio Hour. He was involved with everything, church. He went to Washington with Paul Anton and John in Cyprus, the whole thing. It's like, I don't want to do that. Guess what? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So, how do you still? Thank you, Dan. Yeah. Got it. So the last thing I want to acknowledge is this. All of our sponsors, this ad book, through the hard work of Laura Limberatos and many other people, I want to really thank Capital Houston Company, to the back page. They have supported us. The Alavizos family, Tom Zacharias, have done everything and over and above that. So we want to thank them as well. Charlie Maris, also a very, very major sponsor, along with all of the other sponsors. The other thing is all of the people that are with the raffles, and there's still time to buy raffle tickets. I want to thank our main raffle prize donation, Vivian Anton Limberatos and her husband Peter. Where are you? I know that they don't want acknowledgement, but here's why. They need, because they're doing this. Vivian is doing this because of Paul and Marcia Anton, her parents, who are not with us here, but he was former president, good friend of mine. Nick and Joanne, great friends of mine. Nick, we grew up together. Very proud of them, and I know that they're always supportive of AHEPA and anything related to our community. So support that. Thank you, Vivian. Appreciate it. I'm sorry I went too long. I have some AHEPA pin recipient acknowledgments here, and we do this every time we have an AHEPA event. We haven't done it for a very, very long time. So as I call your name, Bill, do you have the pins? Where's Bill Sears? Bill? Okay, as I call your name, please come up and you'll be acknowledged by our Supreme President, Phil Frangos, along with our Supreme Vice President, who I failed to acknowledge. Supreme Vice President, thank you, Neofytides Proidos next year. Congratulations, John. I'm going to call you from the 25-year pin leading to the 50-year pin. So as you come, please come up as I call you. Bobby Zacharis, 31 years, 25-year pin. Theodore Spyrus, 31 years, 25-year pin. Chris Poulos, Dr. Andrew Patterson, please come up. Come on up. No, I'm getting it. Chris Mijas. Nick Galanis. Gentlemen, come on up.
Don't be
shy. Come on.
Georgios Dimitropoulos, is he here? Nicholas Anton, Nick. Telephone. Just give it. 35 years, Peter Agnos. Is Dr. George Batayas here? John Latsoudis. Bob Mavroyanis. Could you please stay, line up please? Nick? Please line up as you receive your pen. Stay here.
Can you announce it again, Tim?
All right, as you receive your pen, please stay up here for a group picture.
This is 45. This is all 45.
Andy Sarandos, Andrew Sarandos.
Stay up. Stay over there. That's
25.
This is 35. Okay.
25.
All right, I'm going to read the names and the years of service. Chris Canos, 40 years. Sam Patterson, 45 years. Angelo Panos, 47 years. Bill Spheris, 36 years. Theodore Sarandos, 37 years. The last one we have tonight is our 50-year pin. 50 years, gentlemen. James Agnos, former president of our chapter. All right, you're going to get a picture? All right, I forgot one more thing. It's very important. Over the last few years, besides contributing to the education through our foundation, our chapter also has been contributing to our Greek school programs for Annunciation and also St. Constantine and Helen. So I have a presentation tonight. Tony Antonopoulos, please come up. Father Angelo, come up. AHEPA Chapter 43 would like to contribute, as it has done in the last several years, to the Greek school programs of both churches. So I'd like to present a check for $1,500 to each church for their Greek school programs. Congratulations. Thank you for your patience.
I also have a president's pin for Tim Stasinulias, chapter president. Thank you. Okay.
Can I back light up a little bit?
Go ahead. You want to turn off the light?
Yeah, turn it off. That's pretty good. One more.
All right, thank you very much.
One more, John.
All right, George Gamoris, would you come up here, please? George he promised me only 2 minutes to say a few words on something, so hurry up, George.
Happy 90th anniversary for chapter number 43. I joined AHEPA 50 years ago. AHEPA is a special organization to me. Back in 1951, right after the Civil War in Greece, AHEPA sponsored about 100 young boys and girls. Some of them were poor, and some of them were orphans. I am one of the 100. I'm proud to be a AHEPan. I'm proud for my Greek heritage. I'm proud for a Christian Orthodox faith. God bless America, and God bless the word of the AHEPA. I thank you for listening.
All right, we're moving along, hopefully. Our next speaker is going to talk about a subject not many of us know about, and it's AHEPA Day, which is, I forget he'll tell you when it is. Our speaker is our own Philip Naylor, who's a PhD at Marquette University. He is a specialist and a leading or a national figure on North Africa. He's going to talk to us today about AHEPA Day. Philip?
Thank you. Well, thank you, John, for that kind and generous introduction. Congratulations to all on this festive and celebratory evening. I was honored to sit with the Supreme President and the Supreme Treasurer and their lovely wives, as well as Senator Vukmir, the Galanisses, of course, Father Angelo, Presbytera Patricia, and Themis Francos. So it was nice meeting you, Themis. When I was a boy, I traveled with my family on a train from Athens to Thessaloniki. As the train wound its way around through mountains, I glimpsed a rock garden nestled between tunnels. The rock spelled out October 28th, 1940, and the word AHEPA. Being 11, and by that time a Greek school veteran, I knew what that word meant. But I still queried my father, who explained the historical context of the Greek victory over invading Italian fascist forces. Let's be more precise. On 28 October 1940, the Italian ambassador woke up Prime Minister Ioannis Metaxas at 3 a.m. and handed him an ultimatum that demanded free access entry into Greece. Metaxas, reportedly in his pajamas, rejected the ultimatum, and apparently replied, not ohi, but alors c'est la guerre, so it's war. Metaxas, a military man, had prepared defenses given Italian provocations, such as the takeover of Albania in 1939 and the recent torpedoing of the Greek cruiser Eli at Tinos in August 1940. By the time news of the ultimatum and Metaxas's defiant repudiation of it reached the Athenian streets, the cry ohi resonated through the capital's neighborhood. Later that day, Metaxas addressed the Greek people and ended his speech quoting Aeschylus's The Persians. The struggle now is for everything. Nin hyper pandon agon. Indeed, the fascist invasion mobilized Greek unity, a rare event given habitual stasis, or political factionalism and internecine conflict. But Metaxas framed it well. It was an existential resistance, reminiscent not only of the Persian Wars, but also of the numerous assaults on Constantinople during the Byzantine millennium, and of course the Revolution of 1821. We are familiar with the consequences of the 1940-41 campaign, as Italians crossed the Albanian border on 28 October and climbed the Pindus mountain range. They met unanticipated stiff Greek resistance. In turn, from 22 November to 23 December, the Greeks mounted a successful counteroffensive that rolled back the Italians to Albania. Mussolini completely misjudged Greek tenacity. An Italian counteroffensive failed to dislodge the Greeks from southern Albania, northern Epirus. By that time, Adolf Hitler decided to intervene to save his ally. By the end of April 1941, Greece had fallen and a harsh German occupation followed. Although military historians debate this point, the German intervention in Greece delayed the German invasion of the Soviet Union, which commenced in June 1941, and consequently prevented the capture of Moscow when the Wehrmacht's offensive stalled in December. However, when Britain stood alone in the fall of 1940, Greece was its heroic and only ally. I feel compelled by the memory of Dr. Nicholas John Topetsis, the renowned Marquette professor, a Hepan and ardent defender of Hellenism, to quote Winston Churchill, who stated, "Until now we would say that the Greeks fight like heroes. From now on, we will say that heroes fight like Greeks." Certainly, Metaxas's patriotism was admirable, if not inspirational. His foresight regarding the possibility of invasion evoked that of Themistocles constructing the Athenian fleet before the Persian invasion in 480 BCE. Both men were also, however, divisive figures. Metaxas was a dictator whose police even censored music, notably Rembetika. His authoritarian right-wing ideological legacy, although matched by left-wing extremism, contributed to the tragic civil war that emerged from the resistance to the Nazis, and later influenced Greece's military junta from 1967 to 1974. In antiquity, Athens' growth of power after the Persian Wars resulted in an Athenian empire and an intense, provocative competition with Sparta, culminating in the most tragic conflict of the ancient Western world, the Peloponnesian War. Indeed, Themistocles, ostracized from Athens, ironically ended his political career serving the Persian court. The royalist, Venizelist rivalry in the modern period exemplified another configuration of Greek factionalism, which also divided Greek immigrant communities in America, like our own in Milwaukee nearly 100 years ago. Facing hostile American nativism, including the Ku Klux Klan, and restrictive opportunities for naturalization, that is, the survival of their communities, another existential crisis, Greeks again united by repudiating factionalism for pragmatism. 8 men in Atlanta, Georgia, organized the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association in July 1922. It sought to assist naturalization and resist nativism. Furthermore, it aimed to promote the enduring ideals and principles of Hellenism, so foundational to American democracy, to sponsor scholarships, to educate Greek American children, and to pursue philanthropy. AHEPA and its affiliated organizations, the Daughters of Penelope, and the Sons of Pericles, and the Maids of Athena, said ohi to prejudice and discrimination, and sought Greek inclusion rather than exclusion in American society. It successfully sustained an attitude of cooperation and collaboration that repudiated a history of chronic dissension and division. Of course, Greeks still occasionally disagree. We are who we are. Nevertheless, for AHEPA, Greek unity is not an ephemeral phenomenon happening occasionally and gloriously in a long history. It is a constant, even institutional reality which has directly and indirectly benefited not only Greek, but also American and even global communities, given the organization's multiple and extensive charitable programs. This evening, we celebrate an anniversary of one of the well over 500 American chapters of AHEPA, not counting the many international chapters. We appreciate the manifold local service provided by Chapter 43. What we need to toast tonight are not only the heroic defenders of Greece in 1940-41, or for that matter in 480 BCE at Thermopylae and Salamis, but those other heroes, those whom we know or remember tonight, who worked quietly, conscientiously, and consensually over the past 90 years, transcending the past for the promise of a fulfilling future, benefiting a community, a country, and a cosmos. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Naylor. Our last speaker, you don't have to clap, is the Supreme President Philip Frangos, who hails from East Lansing, Michigan. He was the Chief Deputy and CEO of the Secretary of State's Office for the state of Michigan. It's someone I work with very closely. He's doing a terrific job. He's a credit to AHEPA, and I give you Philip Frangos.
Thank you, Brother John. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, Reverend Fathers, fellow members of the AHEPA family, and friends. What a delightful and beautiful evening we have here this evening. "90 years of history, going back to 1924. You heard Brother Jeffress talking about what it was like in many of those years. And you heard Brother Tim, where we are and where we're going. And of course you heard Professor Naylor talking about some of the greatest moments, one of the greatest moments of Hellenic history. Indeed, one of the disadvantages of being Supreme President is you're generally the last speaker. And all these other eloquent speakers have stolen your thunder. And I suspect that you really want me to end pretty quickly so you can, as I'm reminded, to sing and dance following. But let me just take a few moments. What happened back in 1924? Well, there was the first regular air service in the United States was inaugurated. J. Edgar Hoover was appointed the director of the Bureau of Investigation, which later, of course, became the FBI. Those of you from Chicago, the Wrigley Building, the beautiful Wrigley Building, was completed in 1924. Jimmy Carter, Lee Iacocca, Doris Day, Marlon Brando were all born that year. And Vladimir Lenin, one of the founders of the Soviet Union, passed on, heaven knows where, but he passed on that year. Johnny Weissmuller, later famous as Tarzan, won 3 gold medals in the 1924 Paris Summer Olympics. And in the 1924 presidential election, Republican Calvin Coolidge was elected president, defeating John Davis, the Democrat, and Robert LaFollette Sr., the senator from Wisconsin, the Progressive Party. Wisconsin at least had the decency to support their man, giving him the only state votes in the Electoral College. But there was also a chapter, an AHEPA chapter, the Mother Lodge of the Blue Ribbon District 13, and that was chapter 43, in March 17th, 1924. And you've heard where we've been, you heard where we are, and there are those that say the AHEPA has lost its purpose, that it isn't what it used to be. Well, there's a certain element of truth. Ethnic identity is becoming less prominent. And there are other institutions, organizations that have stepped forward and profess to speak for the Hellenic American community. And God bless them. We welcome those voices, because every voice that's raised for Hellenism is important and key to preserving the Hellenism. But there's only one organization, the Order of AHEPA, that reaches into every major minor community in this country other than the Mother Church. Over 400 chapters. It is a grassroots organization devoted to the preservation of Hellenism. And by that I don't mean Pastizo, Zamiko, and Spanakopita. I'm talking about those values that came from classical Greece, that the fathers of this country, who were well versed in Greek, if you have read the Federalist Papers, and who were steeped in the study of classical Greece and classical Rome. And it was these values, these principles, those from Solon and Socrates and Plato, that they relied upon in establishing this great country, its philosophy, its politics, its architecture, the very government, the very institution in which we live and we enjoy today. And this is what the AHEPA is all about. Unlike any other organization, it carries this message forward. Perhaps we may not do it as well as we should, but the challenge that Tim gave to join the organization, to be part of it, to be Philhellenes, not necessarily just Greeks, but Philhellenes for these very values. And the AHEPA does continue today. Over 92 projects serving over 6,000 residents across the country. Almost $1 million a year in scholarships. Hundreds of thousands of dollars expended toward finding a cure for cancer and for a cure for Cooley's anemia. And that is just at the national level. The march for the Komen breast cancer, the Habitat for Humanity, the Feeding the Homeless. Today I enjoying my son's chapter in Chicago as I worked in the Lakeview pantry, in which we prepared hundreds of bags to be distributed to families that require this assistance. And AHEPA continues to support Mother Greece, spending thousands of dollars through the Archdiocese of Athens to feed the hungry, and cooperating with the International Orthodox Christian Charities to send over $6 million worth of medical supplies to Mother Elias. And yes, last weekend it was my privilege and my honor on behalf of the AHEPA family to be in New York for the blessing of the ground for the future St. Nicholas. I've heard it said that this is a church in New York. My friends, it is not. It transcends that. On September 11th, 2001, this country underwent a terrorist attack which resulted in 2,977 innocent people meeting their untimely death. It brought down 2 huge towers. This was an attack on humanity. It was an attack on our political system, our economic system, and oh, by the way, maybe they didn't intend it, but there was a little church, a small church at the base of the South Tower, that when that tower came down, that church was destroyed. The building was destroyed, but not the spirit. And it is that spirit that I was privileged, and that the Order of AHEPA last weekend committed to have it arise like the phoenix. AHEPA has committed to raise over $500,000 over the next 2 years, and it will be done with your help. Whether we have pancake breakfast for $5, whether we have donations, whether we have macaronadas, but we will do this because this was an attack on the United States and on this church. It's symbolic of the religious freedom that we enjoy, that we have. And as former Governor Pataki said at the blessing, the church will be the rock on which our institutions will continue to thrive. I am glad that the AHEPA is part of it. With your effort, we will make it succeed. God bless America, Zito Elias, and long live our faith. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. With a big debt of gratitude for your contribution this evening and the contribution to the Order of AHEPA, Supreme President Phil Frangos, we have a small token of appreciation from Chapter 43. Thank you. God bless you.
And let me say, one of the things that I look forward to at our next convention is having the privilege of nominating the next Supreme President of the Order of AHEPA, your very own Supreme Vice President John Galanis.
Okay, we're there. We just have one little thing to do, and I have to call on our own Leah Bookmere, State Senator Leah Bookmere.
Good evening. Thank you very much. It really is an honor for me to be here. I am the daughter of an AHEPan and received an AHEPA scholarship right here in this wonderful community. When I graduated from high school, I am blessed with 2 children who also received scholarships. But my story is really no different than so many of you in this room. Your children, grandchildren received the gift of this loving community and from AHEPA. Throughout the span of its history, AHEPA has served as a vital vehicle for the development and emergence of American citizens of Greek heritage into every facet of our society. Think about it: business, education, medicine, the arts, government. Believe it or not, we have a Greek caucus in the Wisconsin State Legislature. Senator Cannabis used to be a part of it. He will still always be a part of it in spirit. And that caucus consists of Republicans and Democrats. This fulfillment illustrates the promise of the American dream and symbolizes the hard work ethic of our immigrant forebears who labored to achieve the dream with the principles of Hellenism rooted deeply in their hearts. 90 years of spreading Hellenism. AHEPA is stronger than ever and true to its mission. So I am very thrilled to present a citation on behalf of the Wisconsin State Legislature to honor and commemorate all that AHEPA has done, with the full realization that those of you assembled here today, this evening, are committed to ensuring the AHEPA mission continues another 90 years and beyond. Congratulations from the Wisconsin State Legislature.
That's fine. Okay, it's time for dessert. Thank you very much. That's our program. Oh, I have one announcement, and that is, and this is for Yanni. He's not here, but his father is. I guess he's out there. There's a Greek night on January 9th at the Bucks, sponsored by the Goya. You're welcome to come, and the Greek dancers will be dancing at the pregame at the stadium. So I guess that's my notice to all of you. And thank you very much for coming. Enjoy yourselves for the music and desserts and whatever else they're going to do. Thank you.